Welcome to Modern Mystic Messages. I'm Teresa. Thank you for clicking on the video. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you are coming back or returning, welcome back, soul family. Thank you for stopping by. I promised you all a reading today. I think it's 11:53. So technically it's going to be tomorrow, but I'm starting this reading on Saturday because I promised, because we're going to keep the party going after that last one that I did get uploaded. I had to get the space ready, but I was led to pull from some of the first decks that I got, and I hadn't worked with them in a while and hadn't used some of them in a reading for the channel at all in like a long time. So I said we're gonna get started with that, and I did pre-shuffle all the cards. I'm just getting started again here, and I do want to hit this Palo Santo one more time before we get rolling. And of course, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, we ask that you be with us and watch over and guide and protect this reading. Archangel Metatron, Archangel Sandalphon, I ask your guidance and wisdom as well. Yeshua, Saint Germain, Thoth, we ask your guidance and protection as well. And thank you for all you are doing for humanity, all you are doing for us, have done, and will do. We do thank you. Ashe. Okay. Now, I don't know if we're going to continue on the theme of what's holding you back. Like I said, I'm still using the first decks, the tarot decks that I got. We're doing some different cards today to see what comes out for you. You already got a chance to see mine. If you didn't, check out that reading, what's stopping you and what's coming when you get unstuck. Oh, wow. And right out of the gate, we have Archangel Raphael, Hilarion, and two worlds here for you, collective. And of course, as always, take what resonates, leave the rest. But this is looking pretty good so far. Well, you got a choice, and many of us are kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and not even, no, that's a bad connotation. I don't want to say 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but you are kind of straddling in between two worlds as you do the work, start connecting with your guides, healing, ascending. You're starting to work with your angels, ancestors, ascended masters. And you really are getting to a point where you're like at the doorway of two worlds. The veil is going away for you. And the more you do that, the more you kind of don't belong in the world that you were born in. Oh, diversity is at the bottom of the deck. But sometimes that's just what it is. Akashic Library. See, I know I ain't reading for just no regular schmegula. You're on this ascension path, and this information is coming to you. It's pulling you out of that world, out of those two worlds. We still have to function, though, in that world, so I guess... Oh, wow. Paths Unknown, 8 of Scrolls. The Scribe and Archangel Gabriel. I wasn't planning on pulling but 6, but hey, Archangel Gabriel is here as the messenger. We're taking it. Wow. Okay, family. So, I guess this, in a way, it probably is kind of a what's stopping you, not even stuck, because you're not stuck, but it's what's stopping you. It's this balancing of the two worlds, basically, and figuring your way on this path. The scribe, though, usually, like I said, it's not just writing or logging anything. This is the keeper of knowledge, the one that is teaching and preserving information for generations ahead. You're being called to do something. This path's unknown. Once this tapping into the Akashic Library with the guidance of the angels and the ascended masters. Ooh, family. We're going to jump into some tarot here and see what's going on, because this is looking nice. This is looking real nice. Somebody doing the spiritual work and don't even know it with this two worlds, though. You know what? We're going to take a second because I want to see. Hold on. I got to know. I don't know why, but I'm being called to read that one card there, so we're gonna do that. I've learned to obey. Surrounded by a spinning wheel and baskets of wool, a beautiful woman, worried and tired, gazes at the embers in the fireplace. She has worked hard at her spinning for the coins that are gathered on the table. The expansive window behind her looks out onto a Buddhist monastery high in the mountains. When you receive this card, there is a conflict in your life between what the outer world requires of you and how your own spirit directs you. Speak, Holy Spirit. That's why I was led to read this. Wow. Whew. You actually may have had a number of past lives where you wanted to focus on your spiritual growth and therefore joined a monastery to do so. Then, missing the wonders of wonders that the secular world could offer, such as love, family, and financial success, you chose the secular world exclusively in your next incarnation. Yet this didn't offer the spiritual focus you also sought. Because of this, it's likely that you bounced back and forth from the monastic to the personal in a number of incarnations and through a number of different faiths. You are now again experiencing a polarity between a fully self-realized spiritual experience and personal success in your day-to-day life. It often feels as if you have let go. You have to let go of you have to let go. Let me start over. You are now again experiencing a polarity between a fully self-realized spiritual experience and personal success in your day-to-day life. It often feels as if you have to let one go in order to embrace the other. This push-pull will continue until you learn to bring your spiritual self to every situation in your personal life. It's time to replace worry with trust and integrate your eternal trust with your temporal reality. If you have a job or are in a relationship that actively pulls you from your spirit, you must deal with it or possibly leave it. Who you are forever is who you are now. Let nothing impede that power. When you own it, absolute self-realization in both worlds will elude you no longer. Ooh, and ooh, ooh, ooh. You know, it's so funny. Right before I pressed start to start this video, I had a thought. Oh, I don't know why I was thinking of titles before I even sat down to do the reading, but it is crazy because the term spiritual birthday licks came to mind, and I was thinking, because I'm pretty sure now we live in a less tolerant world, but I can remember years ago, birthday taps. You get your birthday and you get one for every year and one to grow on. And we didn't even do that in my family, but I've seen some folks got brutal with it. Them birthday licks was vicious. And I started laughing because in the midst of this rebirth, I was wondering if we're going to get birthday licks today. A little bit, yeah. Because that's what's stopping you. All of us. Because, yeah. And I get it, because I'm, like I say, I'm neck deep in that situation myself. Know what you're supposed to do. Know you don't fit in no more, but you also know that the rent is due on the first of the month. So what do? Also, when it comes to what you're being called to speak about, being stuck in that world, because as you start peeling away, I know there was for me, I knew that what I had been ingrained with didn't fit me anymore, and something was missing from that narrative, because I'm seeing it ain't working for nobody else either, not really. But yet felt kind of guilty because am I betraying the one? Am I going to be wrong? And my son even asked me that. He was like, but mama, what if we don't get it right? Because, you know, the faith we were brought up in tells you if you don't get it right, you're going to either fly or fry, kind of, sort of, or some variation thereof. And most of the Abrahamic religions do. And I couldn't help but, when I sat, this was years before I really got into deep spirituality, but I had to tell him, the Bible says God is love. That's if there ain't but one sentence in that whole book that I believe is uncontrovertible truth. The real God is love. And therefore, if you are trying to do the right thing with the right heart, and he's reading hearts, stop letting fear of judgment from other people keep you from what you feel and know is right. Archangel Raphael is going to be tied to helping you find your abundance. This Nine of Pentacles is here. That is luxury. And okay, I think we're supposed to take, yeah, okay. The Three of Cups is here with Hilarion, so there is going to be celebration. This is also like cooperation, but it's really a card of celebration. And guess what? When you get this together, of course, there's going to be celebration there. The Nine of Wands is here with this Two Worlds. That's wounded warrior energy right there. And we do feel kind of beat up, especially when you start the spiritual path and you're trying to get it all together, and we all go through that bright-eyed, bushy-tailed beginning, first awakening, and then you get more jaded as you realize you ain't gonna keep all of that all the time. You're just not. You're just not. The Akashic Library is here with the Emperor and Death with this Paths Unknown. Back to the rebirth. I told you your birthday licks is coming. Describe. Oh, wait a minute. Is it this one? Or is it this one? Oh, we're going to take the... Either way you go, family. Stepping into your purpose, whatever form it is, it may not actually be actual writing. It could be from social media, some form of, maybe you write music or whatever it is that you do creatively that's going to be in the spiritual path. There's some folks that ain't gonna like it, and they might come for you, or there's an end of a cycle of this, allowing yourself to even worry about this though. It may bring some of that, but again, I don't even want to say the path of the martyr, because you don't have to martyr yourself, but walking a spiritual path, there is some of that kind of with it. There just is, because there's always going to be somebody, the people that really need it the most are going to be the ones that kick the hardest, but you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for their children, their grandchildren, for the butterfly effect that's going to come. Yeah, for the butterfly effect that is going to come on the other side of that. We came out here with Archangel Gabriel and Judgment, which he's clarifying himself, but there was also the Seven of Wands there. That's rising above the fray. It isn't easy. The path you've been called to walk upon, that you chose even before you got here, is not easy. But you have so much angelic support, and the payoff, the reward is great. You're going to do it. I know you're going to do it, because you're still seeking and doing the work. But that's what passing judgment is about. We are fed so many beliefs and whatnot, but we're being called to something else, and you feel it, and you start looking for something different. And then when you find it, folks ain't gonna like it, and you're gonna worry. But getting through this cycle thing is what leads to, like you say, you closing those other cycles and things come in. Four of Pentacles is luxury but conservation. So right now you don't see it, and you may be even holding on. You might even be in financial constraint, but it is coming. The Magician and the World is here. Hilarion with the Magician and the Three of Cups. The Two Worlds with the World and the Nine of Wands. Hang in there, babe. Because it's shown up getting better. Ooh, the Chariot flip right jumped out with the Emperor in this Akashic Library. Delve into your spirituality, whatever that looks like for you. Wow. The Hermit is here with death. The Ace of Swords is here. The Moon is here at the bottom too. But I want to shuffle for this last one because I feel like I'm supposed to. The Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is he's wistful. He's kind of a dreamer, but that's what it takes. Especially if you're becoming a magician and you're in these two worlds at the end of this long struggle and battle. The Chariot is literally using willpower, even in this card, in the traditional tarot, as well as this. It denotes these horses are being driven by telepathic power. There are no reins on these horses. You are in control of this. This is Cancer energy, but this is that self-mastery to understand that you can create this and you're doing it. Look at this magician. And look at what she's manifesting. They kind of go hand in hand. Look at this. Something from nothing. From chaos, order. Now let's get some oracle cards because I wanted to take a look and see what's going on with that. We're going to start again. This was the very first deck of oracle cards I ever got. So we're going to start there. And I mean, these are technically oracle cards, but they correlate so much with the tarot till I see them as a supplement or an additional form of tarot. Breathe. Archangel Raphael says, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. That card came out for me too. And I remember when I went back and looked at it, I was drawn back to thinking about like grounding and practicing the infinity breath. Spiritual understanding is here. Archangel Raziel. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So don't feel bad if your spiritual take on things looks and sounds dramatically different than what people around you agree with or what you initially thought, because it's supposed to for a reason. You're being channeled information from spirit because there are truths that are aching to be brought back to the light. I'm not gonna say birthed into the world. They've been buried for thousands of years and they're being called forth. They told y'all that gifts of tongues would stop and prophesying would stop and dreams would cease. Well, that's a lie. What would make you think that God would ever stop talking to his people? He said something one time to a small handful of people and they put another peep out there in the universe for 2,000 whole years. I don't think so. Outdoors. Archangel Jophiel says, go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to release stress and gain new creative ideas. When you do that, you're opening a channel for spirit to connect with you even more fully. Especially those who live in the urban jungle, we all do these days. Very few people actually get outside and get barefoot anymore. But do that. You're connecting with Gaia and the energy. You become like a crystal conduit between heaven, literally, and earth. And you connect in the energetic, in the unified field differently when you ground back to earth. And when you wear leather and rubber sole shoes, you cut off that connection. Get out there and get barefoot and meditate. And if you can do it in the sun, clear your energy field, and you can actually do work. Donna Eden has beautiful videos showing you how to do the daily energy routine, and you're literally like unzipping that etheric layer to open that crown area on your chakra, and you get out there in that sun and do that and breathe. You open your crown and become a channel for spirit, and you're going to get all kinds of spiritual understanding and information to help you figure out how to bridge the gap, but also bringing in this information and this Akashic information to set you on this path to get to this other side of judgment. What was next? Oh, I think this was one of the next sets of cards that I got. That's what I was trying to do them kind of in the chronological order that I acquired them. Well, truthfully, I think next we're going to, yeah, these all came, I started, at first I had 2 tarot decks and those angel cards for the longest. And I think these, the abundance angels, were the next that I got. And then all of a sudden, in 2022, I just got an inkling to start buying cards. It's crazy. We're here again with this Get Grounded. This sounds like a little bit of birthday licks. Somebody really needs to do that. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And when you're here, like you say, hey, soul family. And that's what it's about, calling in and growing your soul family. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. It's right here. And it's interesting because we're right here with this 2 worlds, and they were talking about this integration. And there it is. There it is. Let's get some star seeds. The Seeds of Mintanka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Ooh. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. But you find it, that's where you get that wounded warrior energy from. They call it wounded. And truthfully, it's also about resilience, just having to weather the storm until you can energetically smooth out the storm. And that's how it happens. We attract what we are. So when we're in the midst of all that hell and for confusion and turmoil, it's because on some level we're some kind of an energetic match to that. As we begin to heal and ascend, we make the intention to do that and start doing it. As your vibration rises, it's like cream rising to the top of a vat of milk. Eventually, you'll gravitate energetically away from those hateful people and energies and circumstances and all the rest of that. And then that stuff is no longer a match to you. You start seeing less and less and less of it in your environment. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Yes. We are genuinely like corks in this energetic unified field. If you tend to your energy and allow your frequency to rise, and nobody's going to stay in la la land forever consistently, because first of all, we're humans and we get bored. We just do. We like a little zhuzh every now and then, a little bit of excitement. But when you do that, you'll find the higher you can keep it and the longer you can keep it there, the less problematic your life becomes. It just starts working itself out. You don't have to push the pieces into place. You can't push them into place. That's why we're so worn out. We've been trying that forever and it didn't work. But when you learn to let go and let the guides gently nudge you spiritually where you're supposed to go, you don't even realize it's spiritual direction at first. You're just starting to see things shift. And then they start taking a spiritual turn. Block out distractions. Your life purpose and other priorities need undivided attention, so it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know that what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. And I'm going to go on and tell on myself. For me, it's the phones. We do everything with this. Like I said, I'm bringing you the messages with this phone. I'm going to get my spiritual guidance from the phone. But I also, when I'm bored or tired or stressed or being mentally lazy or whatever, I'm doom scrolling through the short reels like everybody else. And we have to learn how to cut that short, because that stuff, in a way, now, some short reels are funny and good and all of that, and we love them and haha. But if you scroll long enough, I don't care how well your algorithm is trained, eventually you're going to wind up bringing in bits of negativity and lower consciousness things that irritate you and start you thinking about things that are completely away from where you're trying to be. Ain't saying that there's anything inherently wrong with any of those, but if you're on this path, we've got to learn to get that under control, because those things are time thieves. Moonlighting. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you, especially if it's your spiritual gifts. And for me, that's hard too, because a lot of times I ain't talking about the doom scrolling and the little distractions. I'm talking about this stuff, the stuff that pays the bills and keeps our families intact and all of that stuff. Those things can keep you so stressed and energetically in a space that it starts carving away at this. You don't feel up to it, and you'll get to it later. And or you, like I say, you're so fried from this that you allow this to become even a bigger distraction, and it winds up taking away from this. And Spirit is saying, balance this so you can start working on whatever it is that's inspiring you, because that's some form of your spiritual gift. And once you really work with your spiritual team and find a way to work those spiritual gifts, they will support you. They're supposed to. If you're being pulled out of these two worlds into one, then that spiritual world you live in is supposed to support you even better than the physical one did. We're not meant to be paupers, and that ain't what Spirit wants for you. The power of prayer. Give the situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you in response to your prayers. That's what I'm talking about. And it don't have to be the traditional what you thought it was. Your relationship with God is individual. Talk to Him. Befriend your spiritual team, because you'll find out that God isn't who or what you thought it was. When you start really connecting with it, it's so much more better than delicious and just wonderful. Let's get some animal spirits. Orca whale, adventure. Dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. Manifest your travel dreams. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. Yes, you are, beautiful family. Dragonfly is here with magic. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant. I am blessed. Eagle. Mastery. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. I told you. Now Spirit done told you too. So what you gonna do? And I know, I get it, because if you're a humble person and having to come up through this, especially if you're being led to some things that are dramatically different than your original programming, you don't feel like a master. You don't feel, because we see a lot of people out in the space that put themselves out there in that whole guru. And I'm not saying that they're not. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Some people are made gurus by other people because they embrace their wisdom. And then we see some that wind up looking kind of crazy when they get exposed as charlatans or whatever later. I'm not talking about that. When you're really humbly learning on a path, you start out as a student, like they say. I haven't even looked up that saying lately, but when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And then there's the other half of it, says something about when the student is ready or something, the teacher will disappear, and eventually the student becomes the teacher. Mastery. But you don't even understand that, but you're led there bit by bit, and eventually you'll see it and understand. Gathering around the power of community, that soul family we're talking about, and wandering between realms. This two worlds, straddling worlds, came out again. Wow. Dances on one foot, balancing act. You're getting there. You're getting there. You're further along than you know. I know I've said that before, but you really are. We all are. I had to even give myself credit for that, because that's half of the issue right there. You don't believe you're doing it because you still think that you are where you were. But truthfully, look back a year, 2 years, 5 years. A lot of that stuff, way more of that stuff is in your rear view than you realize. Even if you still got some stuff around you need to get rid of, look at what isn't still around you. See it differently, and the more you can see it differently, the more different it will continue to become. Divine Matrix is here. Shining through. Wow. Trying to tell you. I keep seeing that transformation and rebirth. I was thinking about this card earlier. I have not worked with this deck in months, and of all the cards in this deck, a Merry Motive actually came to my mind, and it is about that cheerful spirit and what's driving what you're wanting to do and accomplish. But you're going to shine through. You are shining through. You just don't realize how much you're shining. But part of the reason you have so much kick going on and haterade and all the rest of that stuff is because you're shining. You're shining more brightly than you know. You're going to continue because you are in this divine matrix and being led and guided by that team. If you weren't spiritually focused on some level, and I ain't talking about what religion you're affiliated with or not still, I'm saying that even the fact that you're watching this video, you are spiritually focused and being led. Can't escape it. Sorry. You're already on the team. No take backsies. I mean, you can lead or steer yourself anywhere you want to go with that, but it's probably in your best interest at this point, from what I'm seeing in the cards, to continue riding this train where they're trying to take you, because this is beautiful. This is beautiful, family. Keep up the good work. Our birthday licks wasn't all that hard. We got a few little things that we need to tend to, but we always do, and Spirit gives it to us with love and lets us know if we do that, there's so much more coming than what we even understand or expect or can possibly know. Even in these cards, we can't show that, because you know what your thing is, and what you seek is seeking you. They're begging you to tag them in. In any event, I do thank you, family, for joining me and letting me share this message with you and for you, because hey, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to pull them. I love you so much, and until the next cards hit the table, which, by the way, now I know it's already into Sunday now, but I am gonna wrap it up for the night here. But tomorrow I'm gonna start working on some archangel messages, as well as I think I want to pull like some. I think we're gonna have to call it like super soul. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're going to call those. But there are some kind of specific decks that we're going to get a little deeper and introspective with. So I definitely invite you to be on the lookout for those. And again, if you would, please do me the favor of sharing your energy by clicking the like button before you leave. I would appreciate it. It does help the channel and help people get that message out to more people. We are trying to grow the channel here. So I thank you for joining me, and until next time, soul family, peace and blessings. I love you. Namaste.